Hello, everybody. This is Joel Williams, back to do the Ask Your Instructor series, digging this one up from the past. I've been able to go through all of the GMAU instructors, but we have some new instructors coming on, and so we want to make sure that you guys get a chance to meet them and to learn a little bit more about them. So Dustin Koppel is here with us. He's the head Krav Maga instructor for GMAU. Everybody knows Dustin, but we've got Christopher Connolly with us here today. He's up
Hello.
in Calgary. And then Aaron Iacino, who's in Sioux City, Iowa, correct?
Yep.
Nice to see you, Aaron. So Dustin, let's start with you. If you want to just give us the big overview, let us know there's some changes that are coming, some things that are happening. And so let's let you just set everything up for us. And then I'm going to go through an interview so we can get to know Christopher and Aaron a little bit more.
All right. Well, first off, good to see everyone. Yeah, starting off. So as you guys know, our GMAU program has really grown since, COVID has started. People have needed a place to train, and well, that place was at home. So, that's what I've loved about GMAU. And from day one, the future was to have multiple instructors, and I'm so excited to finally get to that point to where I do need help. And it first went off, I would grade anywhere from 5 to 10, 15 tests a month. It was very manageable. Now we're up to 20 to 30 tests a month. We have all the assignments, and we have, and then I also do the certified martial arts teacher and the Krav Maga instructor side of things too. So there is just so much going on. And then on top of that, the filming and, and then we're doing all these extras. And I was like, all right, well, I need to take a little step back, and I want to start searching from within, because that's what we've always done, was with our instructors that we have in GMAU and the Shotokan, the Muay Thai, the Taekwondo. A lot of these people have been affiliated with GMAU somehow. Even yourself, Joel, we always look from within. We have amazing people that are a part of the GMAU family, and I was very blessed to have two great people that popped up into mind, because something I always look for, first off, is a really good personality. You can tell a lot from someone, just how they take feedback. And both of these guys, whenever they were going through the programs, they first off were very passionate, and they would always be great listeners, do the corrections, and try even harder. And so, that's one thing that I really look for. And then when both of them signed up for the CMAT program and went through it, obviously that's a huge thing too when we're looking for instructors, is what is their quality of instruction. And just recently I had both of them kind of do a little test. We had someone who turned in an assignment, and I was like, yeah, I'd like to see both of you guys do this. And both of them really blew me away. I was like, well, I don't have to do a ton of feedback here. They picked up on everything that I picked up as well. Even some little tweaks that I didn't even see, they saw. And I was really, really impressed with that. So I'm really, really excited to have them just add a different element, so you're not always having to listen to me. So first off, Christopher, he is a blue belt, almost a brown belt in our Krav Maga program. I know he's gone through the CMAT program and the Krav instructor program as well. And then Aaron as well, he actually tested for his black belt a few months ago. I wish I could remember the exact time. He'll be able to tell you here soon. But, awesome guy as well. So, and he's done the same thing. Like, it was ridiculous, like how fast and focused he was going through the Krav Maga instructor stuff. It was like I turn around and bam, there's another assignment. So both of these guys, very hard workers. Both are very dedicated. Both of them are very, very great instructors and well-spoken. So I'm very excited to pass it back to you, Joel, so we can kind of have them talk a little bit and you guys can get to know them.
Yeah. Well, Dustin, thank you so much for the big picture background and for setting everything up. So let's just jump right in and start with some information about yourself. So Christopher, tell us about yourself. What is it that you want people to know, other Krav Maga students and colleague students, but also students that you're going to be grading maybe some of those new folks that are just starting the program, you know, in the early ranks that you're going to be evaluating. What would you like to share about yourself?
Oh gosh, it's always hard to talk about myself, to be honest. But you know what? Well, I'll just kind of start from the beginning of my martial arts journey. I started doing it when I was about 12 years old. My mom had put me in Taekwondo, like many other kids, I'm sure, at that age, and it was WTF Taekwondo, and I did that for quite a while, and fell in love with it. For whatever reason, she had to, you know, pull me out. Single parent family, couldn't afford to do it, and that's, you know, hey, that's what happens sometimes. But the years went by, and you know, growing up a child pretending to be a ninja all the time, I always had a love for martial arts. It just never died, you know, it never died. And so when I got older, I got back into it when I could afford to pay for it myself, and I studied all different types of style. I went into ITF Taekwondo, Shotokan Karate, Goju-Ryu Karate, Aikido, Ninjutsu, all sorts of different things. And through the years, a lot of my instructors were sort of splicing in Krav Maga into what they were teaching because it's such an effective self-defense system. And so I was sort of in a you know, unofficial way learning Krav Maga back then. I remember one instructor in particular. He was a really awesome guy. He was ex-British military. He was teaching a lot of amazing self-defense Krav Maga techniques. And I thought to myself, you know what? I really want to get full on into this. I want to just kind of maybe set aside the other martial arts for a while on the back burner and just focus on Krav Maga. And so when I found the GMAU program, I was searching online, of course, because there wasn't a whole lot of options for good schools in the city where I was at in Calgary. And so I found GMAU, and you know, I watched video after video after video of the curriculum, and it was so logical. It made sense. You know, you get that feeling sometimes where somebody's teaching you a self-defense technique and you're like, I don't know, that doesn't seem to make sense. That seems kind of weird. I never, ever found that in the curriculum at GMAU. And so, you know what? I thought, man, I'm just going to dive into this and I'm just going to back burner the rest of the martial arts. I mean, of course, I still do my kicks. I love my kicks, like Taekwondo kicks, right? But I thought I'm going to focus full on Krav Maga. I love it. It's awesome. And so, you know, I think from that, what I want people to know is, first of all, I'm a dedicated Krav Maga practitioner. I'm very passionate about it. I love to encourage people. You know, if you're getting me grading your tests, you're going to get a lot of encouragement, no matter what you're doing, no matter how many mistakes you might be making. I love to encourage. I love to build people up, and it's a blast. It's a blast. So yeah, there you go. That's me in a nutshell.
Aaron, let's throw it to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your personal information that you want to share, and a little bit about your martial arts journey.
All right, thanks, Joel. Yeah, my name's Aaron Icino. I'm living here in Sioux City, Iowa, and kind of like a lot of folks' story, even like Chris, fell in love with Krav Maga and couldn't find anything locally, and that's how I found GMAU. And also, as part of my job, I needed to instruct at it. For my day job, I trained military, police, SWAT, private security, state troopers, private investigators, and defensive tactics. I also trained civilian population for active killer survival. So kind of do this for a living, and I was certified in a lot of other defensive tactics programs, but I was like, Krav Maga is the one that I want to be doing. Career martial artist, lifelong martial artist, started in karate when I was 5. In 1997, really is when it took off, when I started studying Muay Thai, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu grappling, and got into MMA. Competed in the cage and kickboxing, won a championship, lightweight championship when I was younger. Competed in MMA, competed in jiu-jitsu, got another jiu-jitsu competition coming up soon next month. So just love martial arts. What I really love about Krav Maga is it's real and it's battle tested. So me being, you know, not so much young buck anymore to be in the cage, moving to what works in reality for self-defense, street survival, family protection. When I found Krav, is just love at first sight, wanted to dive full into it. And just really, that's what I wanted to share with other people too. The real stuff that really worked. And it's been a great journey. Found GMAU, been able to train at my own pace. It's been a wonderful opportunity. Learned so much through the CMAT program. Been teaching martial arts for 20 years. But even with that 20-year experience, I still learned a lot from going through that instructor training. So it's been a great journey, and I'm really happy to be on the team. And like Chris said, I'm also very passionate about helping people be the very best that they could be. So just honored to be a part of the team and happy to get started.
Aaron, while you're still talking, tell us, and Chris, we'll just kick this back over to you after we hear from Aaron. Same question. How did you find GMAU, and what can you share with us about your GMAU experience as a Krav Maga student and also as a CMAT student?
Right. So I found it with Professor Google. So I was Googling Krav Maga instructor course. And then GMAU popped up, and I looked at that. And of course, you know, this other one's like, go to Israel. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to swing that bill. Didn't know much about any, started studying it, started the trial, just fell in love with it. As a student, it was great. Like I said, to work at my own pace, to not be hindered in any way other than by myself. It was really great to move through it. What I really liked about it, and I get a chance to do this now, was to give actual coach feedback. You know, in a lot of online training, you're not getting the actual kind of care that GMA gives you. GMAU has cracked the code on online martial arts training. So people think, oh, online training, but I have to do the move in 3 angles. The coach really gets to see if my technique is solid. And then they're recording an actual response and give me detailed, like one-on-one instruction. Like, I've been in class live martial arts my whole life, but I feel like I got more one-on-one attention. It literally was one-on-one attention from Coach Koppel. So the training was superb. It was detailed. I probably am a lot further along because of the format. And I'm still a GMAU student. It's been 3 months since I got my black belt, and now I'm due to turn in my first assignment for the first degree. And you know I'm going to get on that soon. So,
Chris, how about you? How did you find GMAU, and what was your experience like going through the Krav Maga student program and the instructor program?
Okay, so how I found GMAU, it's a little tough to remember that. I recall, also, like Aaron said, dealing with Professor Google. I like that. I remember searching just Krav Maga online, and I did a lot of research first. I read into a lot of the programs. I even tried to find reviews on different things. Had a hard time finding that, but for me, ultimately, it was just a lot of the free video content that GMAU was already offering on YouTube. I just watched that. Like I said before, and the logical nature of the techniques was what really kind of drew me in at first. And then, you know, when I made that decision to sign up, I was immediately encountered with a really, really warm welcome. And it was strange because, you know, there's a sense of disconnection that sometimes you may have with online stuff, but I never really got that with GMAU. There was a warm welcome from, you know, Michael Hodge, who you guys all know runs the whole thing, and just available all the time. You know, this whole attitude of like, hey man, my door is always open. Any question you have, any concern you have. And sure enough, you know, I question things and I ask a lot of questions and I want to get into things. There was always somebody to get back right away. And then again, training with Mr. Koppel has been a really, really awesome experience, because the fact of the matter is he doesn't give it away. Okay, he just does not give it away. He will not let you slack or just kind of, you know, put in half and then you get past. I mean, I've trained in other martial arts places in the past where you get this sense that they're just kind of, you know, they're just kind of giving you that belt and moving you along because that's what you do. I never got that sense at all. It always felt like when I would submit a test, if it wasn't what it was supposed to be exact on, then Dustin would challenge that. and he's like, I need you to work on this. Sometimes it was like, okay, work on this and you can move on. And other times it was like, work on this and resubmit it, man. Get it right. I know you can do what needs to be done. I know you can do better, and do it. And I don't know, I really like that. I really appreciate that, because as much as the journey is solo in the sense of growing in self-discipline, you're also never really alone, right? You're training, you're doing your thing in your space, but you're not really alone, because you do have the support of coaches like Mr. Koppel, who are just really honest and real with you. And so I really do appreciate that. And so when I started to, when teaching Krav Maga kind of fell in my lap, and that's a whole other story altogether, I won't get into that, but when that fell in my lap, I thought to myself, okay, I have to do the certified martial art teacher program. I have to do this. You know, it's so important, because I want to be able to teach like my instructors are teaching, like Mr. Koppel's teaching, and I thought, well, man, I gotta arm myself. I gotta equip myself. And so when I went through that program, again, I encountered that same logical way of approaching things, and encountered a whole bunch of really fun and engaging things that I could do as an instructor to make things really awesome for students. And to this day, I get compliments from students who say, man, you really do this like you love it. And I really love how you teach. And to be honest, I kind of say to them, well, I have to give credit to my school, GMAU. GMAU is my school, and I'm under the CMAT program, and that's what's helping me to be a better instructor. So thanks. You know, so yeah, I hope that answers the questions.
Mm-hmm. So just one more little follow on that. What are the, just real quick, what are the top 2 or 3 things that you guys got out of the CMAT program that you would have missed having not done that?
Top 2 or 3 things. Well, like I mentioned, engaging exercises and things, like how to end a class really, really well, how to make it fun, even if it was tough, how to sort of end it so that people are going away feeling happy, feeling good, and remembering the fun that they had. That was one big lesson that I learned. Another one was really how to properly sort of organize the curriculum to make it energetic, to keep the flow kind of going. It's very easy to get kind of stagnant, and I've been through, and Aaron, I'm sure you've been through stagnant classes where you just feel like they're just drilling something over and over, and it's kind of starting to get boring. But you know, CMAT helped me to organize curriculum to make it more interesting and to keep the energy going. I mean, there's been a ton of things I've learned. It's nothing else is popping in my mind right now, but go ahead, Aaron, shoot in on this one.
Yeah, I also love learning, you know, the format, the organization of the class, like the details, like even what drills to do specifically to warm up your body for the techniques we're going to learn. Like that was kind of a light bulb moment for me, you know, always doing the same warm-ups, even if that's not warming us up for what we're going to do. So that was a good one. And also, I really like the different types of drills, from aggression to awareness to, you know, scenario based. Like instead of always teaching, say, a palm strike in the air, you know, let's do it on our knees. Let's do it in a mount position. Let's do it in a guard position. Now let's do it with on the bag, and then somebody with the kick shield is going to come behind us, so we got to keep our head on the swivel. Like the lifelike way to train, to get our brain ready for real life violent attack survival. That was a big thing for me. I was in the box like every other school. Let's shadow box, let's punch some bags, and let's spar. But that broke me out of that to doing more fine-tuned training for real life survival.
Mm-hmm. So a question that I've got for both of you, and this is, I think, probably especially important for Krav Maga. Some of the other programs, at least to me, it's a little easier to train in some of the other programs on your own, because you can do a form on your own if it's Taekwondo or Shotokan. You know, you can practice your nunchaku spins, your staff, you know, swings and pokes and all those things. I think it's Krav Maga, sort of, you need something there to work with, whether it's a bag, whether it's Bob, and whenever you can get a partner available. But not everyone has that. So Christopher, I remember some time back you did a video because you had some unique ways of training alone. And so I wanted to ask you and Aaron, what do you guys do when you don't have a training partner? How do you get your reps in? How do you practice your lessons? Go through the classes if you do the follow-alongs? And what advice or tips would you give to students as they're coming through?
Well, for me, there's sort of a sequence of things that I would do things. It doesn't always follow this template, but I think if you start from the very basics, let's just assume that you have nothing, you haven't really equipped yourself just yet to start training in Krav Maga in the sense of equipment bags, stuff like that, or Bob or whatever. The number one thing that I tend to do a lot of is visualization, especially when I'm doing a technique. I'll close my eyes, I will visualize that attack coming in, and I'll really focus on that person's hands coming at me, whatever that technique happens to be, and then I work it through. And I really like visualization, although it can be very difficult to do. It takes a certain amount of self-discipline to say, okay, I'm going to actually visualize somebody that's not there and work out a technique. One of the great things about doing that is it forces your body to slow down, because you have to see everything in your mind. You have to slow that technique down. And I'm fully convinced that slowing techniques down are one of the key ways that you can make it more precise in your muscle memory. And so, you know, that was one of the things that I would do, and I still do to this day, and I even do with students that I'm training here in my room. And then when I was able to get my hand on some tools, and you can see behind me, I don't know if you can see the Bob and stuff like that behind me. When I was able to get my hands on that, I was so thankful, because now I had something, you know, with some arms, and of course they're not in the perfect position, but it has been such a valuable training tool for me to have the Bob with the arms. Big one, big one. I mean, even if you can just get your hands on a punching bag and some pool noodles and start duct taping like a like a crazy person, I mean, that's really going to help you. Having some limbs to work with, it can really make solo training very effective. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and go ahead, Aaron. What's your tips?
Well, I was uniquely blessed. I got 3 kids and a gym full of students. So I never had to do anything solo. You know, my son, who's 13, he got to get a lot of training. He's in Krav now as an orange belt, and he's doing real well in the curriculum because he was my training partner. But one thing I did appreciate was in the GMAU Krav Maga program, in the lessons and in the classes, Coach Koppa was always good at saying, you know, this kick, you could do this on the armrest of the chair. It's at that right angle. He would say stuff like, oh, in Tombstone, you need to get one, but if you don't have one, use the couch cushion. Like, I always appreciated those tips. And so anybody that's training and worried about not having the tools they need to put that aside, just jump into it, get what they can when they can. And the lessons in the classroom curriculum is built to help you solo train without equipment.
Yeah. Well, those are great tips, especially, you know, knowing that you guys are successful in the program. Other students hearing that should really take those things to heart. So as we wind things down here, I want to see what other thoughts you guys might have, all 3 of you, as we wrap things up. You know, GMAU has grown a lot just in the past few years that I've been involved in it, and I've been able to see it from the inside. And this is one of the examples where we have, you know, one head instructor of one of the bigger programs in GMAU who probably desperately needs some help, I'm sure. I know Dustin is really glad to have you guys coming on board to help out. But, you know, it just makes the experience richer for someone like me who's a Krav Maga student, as well as content director for GMAU. And so now I've got other people to, train with virtually. I'm looking forward to some of your lessons, maybe you guys grading me along the way. But I just want to leave it kind of open-ended here as we wrap up to see, and we'll just go Christopher, Aaron, and then Dustin. We'll let Dustin close things out. Just what are your final thoughts as we finish up today?
Well, a couple of things I want to say. I'd love to just, first of all, when Aaron was mentioning, don't hesitate, don't not get in because you don't have things. I think that was such a good word. And I definitely want to just encourage anybody out there who is considering this program. Don't let anything excuse you from not doing it. No matter what you have, you can get things. No matter who you may have or not have in your life to sort of help you out, just trust that when you start this program and you keep yourself focused, good things are going to come. People will come. You'll be able to find people. I mean, I've got people now that I can train with, and it's been a really good experience. But just, yeah, definitely get into it no matter what. If you want to do it, go for it, and don't let anything stop you. Now, as far as I personally, I would just like to say a really super huge thank you to Dustin, who's provided this opportunity for me to do this. I feel very blessed, very privileged with this opportunity, and I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. I can't wait to start putting up some more videos. I've done a couple on social media right now for GMAU, but I can't wait to put up more videos, drills, and different techniques, and even equipment that you can get for cheap. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be such a blast. It's going to be so fun, and I honestly can't wait. So thank you so much.
And yeah, I would just like to keep that sentiment going. Super excited, super stoked to be a part of this. Really excited to help all you students on your journey to help you achieve your martial art goals, and really my passion to help you refuse to be a victim, to help you to get the real life skills you need to never be one of those crime statistics. Unfortunately, the world's not showing signs of improving anytime soon. So learning this life-saving information is more important now than it ever has been in my lifetime. So let's do it together. Let's get in there. Let's grind. Let's sweat. Let's accept feedback. Let's come back harder and stronger. And let's get to where we need to be the best person that we can be. So super excited to be a part and help out.
So yeah, I'll just wrap this up. Truthfully, I got to say that it's going to be very beneficial to have these guys as your instructors. I'm going to wait for Aaron there. But yeah, it's going to be very, very beneficial to have both of these guys. If you're, if you're a student coming up and you get either one of these as your instructors, you got to understand, like, these guys have been through this program from white belt all the way up to black belt. I know Christopher's not a black belt yet. He's definitely on his way. He's almost brown belt. That's one step away from black belt. But, I have no doubts that he'll definitely get there. But these guys have been through it. Like, I was blessed to go to a bricks and mortar school. I was blessed to have some of the best instructors in the world and go all with instructors from all over the country. So it's going to be very cool. I'm excited for the students that get to work with these instructors. And then plus, I'm excited for fresh ideas as well. I've been doing this from day one with GMAU, and I still have a lot that we have not filmed yet. We're almost done with brown belt classes. COVID slowed things down tremendously. I was hoping to be done with black belt by the end of last year with all the classes and everything, but hopefully now we can speed this back up. But just to have these two on board to give you guys extras, fun drills and solo training ideas and what they did, versus me, like I said, yeah, I have all these different ideas, but these guys have done it. So it's going to be really cool to see what their content that they come up with for you guys, and just training tips. It's going to be really unique for that. But excited to have both of you guys on the team. Thank you for all the kind words. You guys have both been a pleasure to work with, and I continue and I'm excited to continue working with both of you guys. So, and then Joel, if you want to close us out, go right ahead.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. You know, getting this information out to current students and potential students who might be seeing this as well. It's, I think, very, very important for them to have some insight into who their instructors are and what they're all about and that sort of thing. So that's the purpose we're serving today. But, you know, just it's a really exciting time with GMAU continuing to grow and expand. And I'm particularly excited that Krav Maga is growing and expanding because I'm a student too. So I get to benefit from that. You know, just hearing you guys talk about your experiences and seeing and hearing your passion and excitement, and the encouragement that I can see that you're going to be able to provide to students, is just, the program's getting so much better and so much stronger. So thanks again for your time and for letting everybody know who you are, what you're about, and why GMAU is so special.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.